Alright, so I'm curious about the Sega CD Model 1 front loader, whatever you want to call it. To test, of course, we need a Sega Genesis CD game and a Sega Genesis. This is the one I keep around just for this reason. One thing I did notice, makes noise. That's normal. Like I said, I've repaired a bunch of these. There is a connector right here, and there is a circuit board right here, and surrounding that circuit board is like a big ferrite bead kind of a thing, and it slips up and down that circuit board just a little bit. So that noise might be normal. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. They both use the 1602 power supply, which I have one right here. And it is 9 volt 1.2 amp, and it's reverse polarity. And I also have a cheap Chinese AC adapter that I went in there and reversed the polarity on. So that should do me there. I'm gonna say I'm not hooking together. Then I need to figure out if I still have a, you need a controller to see if I still have AV connector out here. It seems like that I do. I don't remember if it's compatible. No, that's a Model 2 or CDX. I'm gonna have to search for another connector. I didn't easily find what I was looking for, so we'll just try RF. I want to say RF still worked. I'm on channel 3. I have a stack of carts here that I was using to test. I want to say I was trying to do region mods on Sega's Genesis a while back, so I've got a Mega Drive cart, which was supposed to be PAL, I think. And then this is a Japanese game. You can tell by the sides, they're all rounded. And the Japanese lettering, of course. 32X cart and a US cart. Well, it used to work. It looks clean-ish. There we go. Been having trouble with this TV not wanting to hone in on the color. There we go. Yeah, I had that turned way up for some reason. Sometimes switching the channel brings it in, sometimes not. Somebody said that I might want to take it apart and look at the what was it? Some kind of connector on the RF input. Might have worked into a bad solder joint. So without a game, my controller plugged in here. Without a game, it's supposed to turn on the Sega CD. I do have lights, and I've got the splash screen. I do have sound. Mute that. I can hear the CD drive trying to do something, and I think just resetting it. Yeah, when I hit the reset button, I can hear the motor making noise. So I'm guessing the belt is just gone on this one, which might mean there's a free game inside of it too. Won't find those on the top loaders because you can easily access those, but these is very difficult to access for the layperson, I should say. For us, it's no problem, of course. Yeah, 6 screws. And 2 right here. I'm gonna say it kind of looks like maybe those have been worn on, like somebody's been into it. And then that comes off. And I don't think there's too many different versions of this stuff. It looks like there's just 3 screws. That felt like it's been in there. 3 screws to hold this RF shield on. No game. Bummer. Luckily, it doesn't look like anything is physically broken. I want to say I had a bunch that were the like the legs on the 4 corners were broken. God, am I missing another screw? I just want to say I'm missing a screw right there. So once again, it looks like somebody's been in here. Oh, now I definitely know somebody's been in here. Fuse has been replaced. They didn't clean their flux off, but it looks like they did use the right component anyway. No biggie. Now, if I can just remember, what was the easiest way to get to the belt? Might actually be taking it out. Well, I can pull it forward a little bit, and then I want to say the big gear there used to be able to turn it. Looks like you turn it clockwise, and that would get the laser sled down so the tray could come out. And then there was just a couple clips on the sides. And the tab on the back. The tray would come out. And yeah, that belt seems a little loose, but honestly, even brand new ones seem a little loose. Can't remember if plugging it in at this point would prove anything for us. That Okay. Just gonna plug it in. And it works. The sled came up. So could it just be that the tray needs a little lubrication? Actually not seeing much of any lube on the rails. You can see a little bit of dirt on the front, which is usually where it collects. Clean those off a little bit. Add a little more grease to them. Alright, I'll get a close look at the dirt for you. Right there on that nub. And there was another nub here. It was not as bad. I've seen them very, very, very bad before. But all that drag just puts more need for friction on that belt. Let's see, I've also had, I think there's similar limit switches in this one for tray in, laser up, stuff like that. I know I've had problems with them, but I can't really say that's what's going on with this one just yet. Nope. I'll leave that up until it's way back in there. You can see the limit switch sticking up right there. It's got kind of a clear top on it. Yeah, it could be. It was just out of alignment too. Just screw that big wheel, was it clockwise, until it's all the way down. Push your tray in. I mean, there's a point in the back here where it doesn't really catch that big gear anyway. And I think we could actually retest it. It's already making noise. Still acts like it's trying. I believe this may have been the point where I was trying to it seems like I would have been trying to see the belt at this point. So I think having the tray out so that if I can see the spindle motor spinning and nothing else moving, Then we can be pretty sure it's just the belt. Well, it went right up, just like last time. That was different. Yeah. As soon as the spindle, or as soon as the laser assembly goes down, here you can see it. Pulley moves, the belt does not. I'll probably do it again here in a second. You do some of the teeth on the other pulley so you can see. Quit moving, but the left pulley kept. It's just that belt. So that's an easy fix. And the rest of the console looks good. If I remember right, it's just this plastic cover popped up in the back and slid over in the front like so, and you got full access to the belt. I don't know if you can get original replacement belts. For now, I'm just using really tiny little rubber bands that I found at my aunt's beauty shop or whatever for, I guess, ponytails or something, but they're really small, and I'll show that to you. There is the size difference of the bands. And we just slip it on there. And might as well retest. I think I even brought it up all the way. That's a new noise, isn't it? Well, that's a lot more gear movement than we had before. So I'm going to say it's worth trying this time. Turn that big black gear all the way clockwise. Random hair out of there. Put the peg back in the back. Now we can retest. Still doesn't seem like, oh, there it comes. Look at that. Asking for a disc and everything. Uh-oh. Not spinning. Oh, that might be because I'm sitting on it, maybe? No, I've done that before. Well, we fixed one problem. We might be onto another one here. Well, that is super weird. Let it come out. Pull the power. See, I've never actually seen these stick. I think I know what happened. Either the console was sitting down on top of that, pushing it down, because there is kind of a friction ring on there, or the spindle, whatever the CD sits on, whatever it comes up, got pushed down, and it does look like it's kind of far down. I'm not real sure. So what I want to watch to see is if this gray metal disc right here actually pops up. And what I'll do is keep the console off of it as well. It's off of it. Not much, but it is. Let's see if I can stuff something in here. Maybe shed some light on it. Boy, that is difficult to see. It'll be real difficult to try to do this. And plug it in. Ah! Hit the cart. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Crap. It doesn't look like it popped up at all. I'm also having to where, because of the belt again, they wouldn't come up all the way. But this one does look like the mechanism is up all the way, but I believe that spindle has been pushed down. That's my theory right now. And if that's the case, it's really just easy as prying it back up. As you can see, the metal rod right here, there's a lot of it there. Honestly, I can't remember how much of that's supposed to be sticking through. So I'm just going to pry it up a little bit so I can get a good hold on it somewhere. And we'll retry it. try a really big flat blade screwdriver first. Yeah, that popped up some. Actually, I can almost see where. I keep losing my light. I can kind of see where the plastic bottoms out down there. Maybe down here. Like if it gets pushed down, it's just going to push right up against what looks like the actual electric motor. Or the case for it starts, or the front bushing or whatever. So it popped up a little. It's worth a retry. Get this back on here. I believe it should be actually safe to leave sitting on it. I know I've done that before, just left it sitting on top of there. Oh, I left the console on? It's spinning, but you hear that grinding. What happens is I may have not popped it up far enough. Yeah, there's no way to get somebody's camera lens or eye in there enough. But the laser lens moves upward, right? Well, if your spindle is down far enough, that laser could actually hit the disc. And you will get swirly marks around that way on the CD. Man, this thing is beat to shit. I might have to end up finding a different. I know I've got a different CD somewhere. It's probably in my box. This box right here. It's got all my Sega Genesis test stuff in it. Is that where I got this? I had a different game. I don't know. So twirl that. Now that I think about it, I think it's pretty hard to get the tray and the gear out of alignment. I think as long as you can get it all the way in there, the gear will just about realign itself. So, let's see if I can pry that thing up and pop it one more time. Now I get 2 clicks. If it don't work, we'll try to push it down 1 click. I was actually able to get underneath that plastic this time. You can see up close. I don't have much of that post sticking up out of there right now. But I don't want to say it was ever flush in there either. That doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, I think that gear will align itself. It doesn't even recognize it. I think, and I think in this case I went too far up with that spindle. Like I said, it's been probably over a decade since I really worked on one of these. Like this, anyway. So the actual spindle height is... Whoa, that went all the way down. Now it's becoming very easy to manipulate, and that's not good either. Left the console on again. Strange. Didn't want to do anything. Huh. Still too high, possibly. Because if it's lifting it and it doesn't hit that limit switch saying that it's up all the way, it's going to keep trying. And it wasn't trying to spin, but it was making the CD move a little bit. Ugh, that's scary. I can move it with my fingers now. It'd be really nice to know exactly where that's supposed to be. I almost want to pull it all the way off and throw some super glue in there. Once I know where it's supposed to be set anyway. What height. Really wonder if anybody has any pictures of where that spindle height is supposed to be. It'd be really useful right about now. I left the console on again, didn't I? Oh, crap. And it really acted like it wanted to spin. Oh, it's just trying. Still makes me believe that it's, now it's too low. It's like there's too much of a sweet spot right there. And like I said, if we had a picture, we could eliminate all this trial and error. But the first guy had to do it this way. Somebody had to learn. Just one more reason I'm looking forward to CD drive emulators. This hardware is horrible to work with. That sounds really bad still. Well, if I hold it right, it quits. Still seems like it's pretty low. Look at that though. It's freaking working. I believe I'm muted. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'd say there's at least another 20 thousandths, maybe more gap in that magnet and its holder. If I'm being honest, that looks exactly like where we were 5 tries ago, or more. Ooh, I went up a ton that time. I went from 125 to 175 plus. Well, that could also just be it seems about right. Maybe I do need to come back down a little bit here. Push it down a little bit and it goes all the way down. Yeah, now I'm about 145. Might be a little touch high yet, but give you some idea where I'm at with the middle rod. I'm sure you're tired of watching from far away, but I didn't exactly have the had it all thought out how I was going to do this. I was just going to kind of go through and test. I wasn't really going to tear into anything just yet. But since I know this one well enough, I thought, oh, doing a belt would be easy. The more you know, right? That's why you watch my videos, learn stuff, right? Ooh, that sounds nice. I don't like that gear jumping noise, but it seems to work. It doesn't seem to have to do a lot of seeking. always play with the chick. Yeah, I don't remember what the button's doing. I'm gonna call that one a win, actually. So I'll put it back together. If you want to see more of the Sega CD front loader repair videos, let me know, because I can do more in-depth video than this. This is just more like, you know, what in this lot is an easy fix and what do I not want to mess with. This one turned out to be fairly easy, just a belt and adjust the spindle and we're good to go.